Hello everyone, it's Erin Brenhouse from the Wildflowers creative team, and this week our theme is Aurora Borealis, otherwise known as the beautiful Northern Lights. Today I'm going to show you how to do a really cool background of Northern Lights with this deer walking in the foreground. You could either hand paint it like I will, or you can use a stamp. Let's jump right in.
Here are the final nails. These are hand-painted deer, and like I said earlier, you guys can absolutely stamp these on, but I want you to gain the confidence and to really try this out. I feel like I've broken it down for you to really simplify it today and to make really cute deer without too much technique involved. So our background is a beautiful abstract Aurora Borealis Northern Lights scene. So we're going to start with a white background using the Wildflowers gel polish called tissue paper. And then we're going to put some of that on our palette for later. We're also going to add some other Wildflowers gel polishes to the palette, which are this gorgeous Rhapsody, which is like a light bluish green teal, and then another teal color called Zeal Teal, which is just a pop of gorgeous dark teal that we're going to add as well. We're going to use these with the ombre brush from Wildflowers. But first we're going to grab the green glass gel. That's going to be the first step. So once your nail is cured, like I said, we are going to be grabbing our green and yellow glass gels today. So grab your green. It's a gorgeous, bright green. And we are going to just use the brush straight out of the bottle for this step. It's super easy. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Take the excess off your brush and then just give a little swirl or just some wavy lines, whatever you want. I'm literally not doing anything too specific here. I just want to put some of that glass gel down. Now I'm going to switch over to my ombre brush and I'm going to dip in to the gel polishes that I put down. This brush is my favorite for abstract work. It's so much fun. So I haven't cured the glass gel yet, and these will kind of start to blend together. What a gorgeous little ombre there on the side. I love it. It's so fun. Now I'm going to dip into the Rhapsody. I haven't cured yet. And I'm putting a nice big blob on there, and it's kind of mixing with the Zeal Teal that I've had on the brush from before. So you can see it creates these gorgeous stripes that are kind of mixed up of all three shades of color. I just love how these go together. It looks so nice. So I just keep doing that same swirling design that I have. So I'm not really like going over the same areas too many times because I don't want it to mix together completely. I want to show those three colors, and when I'm happy with it, I'll just pop that in the light and give it a good cure. I missed a spot there, of course. I'm such a perfectionist. I didn't want to see too much white. I wanted a lot of color for the Northern Lights, so I'm going in a little bit more before curing. Now grab the yellow glass gel. Once that's all cured, we're going to add a pop of brightness to it. I felt like the colors needed to brighten up a bit in a few areas, and the yellow glass gel is so easy. Look, you just put it on top and everything just turned just a little bit of a brighter shade of green wherever I put that down, so that I left some teal areas for you, and I left some greener areas with some yellow popping through the background. And then we're going to give this a good cure. Grab the Wildflowers black gel polish, which is called Void, and we're going to apply straight with the brush from the bottle. We're going to apply almost like a wavy, weird, uneven French tip to this nail, and that's going to be the ground. So easy and really like doesn't take anything. It could be bumpy, it could be a straight line, you can do it any way you want. You can make it like a smile line, whatever works for you. I made a bumpy ground. And here is my picture of a deer. I highly recommend Googling images of a deer silhouette or a deer head and figuring out what image you want to work with. Grab your black artist gel paint, your magenta brush, and your black mini brush to create your deer. I like to use the magenta brush for the outline and the details, and to use the black mini brush to kind of like color it in, because otherwise it'll take all day if I use the magenta brush to color in the deer. Now, keep looking at your image. Don't try to copy my deer. I highly recommend trying to copy like your own deer, to try to find that image online to look at, to help guide you. So first I'm creating the body. There's his big belly, just a nice curved line. If I want his body to be a little longer, I can make it longer or shorter, but that's his big belly. So I'm bringing my lines up. You can always cure in between certain steps if you like what you see and you're worried about maybe making a mistake that you don't like. The great thing with gel is that you could always remove it later. So look what I just did. I didn't like what was on the side. I'm removing it. I wanted my deer to have a longer body, so I actually just removed that gel with my glove. Easy peasy. And I fixed that to make it a little bit rounder of a body. Here's his neck. All I've done to create the deer's neck are 2 little parallel lines that attach to the front of the body. Create his back by just creating a line on top. And now we're just going to perfect the shape. This is just the general shape of the deer. Choose where you want your legs to go and start with just a thin line, and then you can color that in. Make sure that you have a deer's leg is usually a little thicker at the top and a little narrower at the bottom. It creates a really nice silhouette. So make sure to get that shape and then just color it in with your magenta brush. Super easy. And you see the deer is already starting to come to life. And give him some legs. I haven't cured yet because I'm using the gel, the wet gel, to help color in and, change the shape how I want. But you could absolutely cure in between. Just make sure to give it a nice full cure. Now I'm just looking at how to position the head. A deer has a pretty small head, but then it has some cute, nice big ears and even bigger antlers, of course, which is what they're famously, known for. And the silhouette will just be so familiar to people when they see those antlers. I'm adding a little bit of body to his belly. I'm adding some length so that I could add those back legs in. Same as before, I'm making like a thicker area, like at the top of the thigh, narrowing out to a thinner black line for the bottom of the leg and coloring that in. It's looking good. It's starting to come together. To make this part quicker now, to color in the bulk of him, I'm going to use the black mini brush just because it has a little bit more of like a good pickup. It picks up more gel than the magenta brush, and it still has a really small detailed tip, so I could do the detail work without going outside of my lines, but quickly I could fill this in. I love the black mini brush for that. It's awesome. If you guys don't have the Wildflowers brushes, they're just the best. It really helps you hand paint when you have the right tools. Good tools equal good arts. All you got to do is practice. So there he is, all colored in. And let's just fix the back of him. Get his little bum and his little tail. And we have like a little hint of a fourth leg. I just created a little shadow of a line there just to be his fourth leg in the back. Switching back to my magenta brush now to create the much finer details of his ears and his antlers. To create the ears, just create like a tiny little curvy shape, like a little leaf almost. Just 2 lines together meeting at a point. Yeah, I guess it kind of looks like little leaves. And those are going to go towards the sides, and those are his cute little ears. No two deer are the same, so you don't have to worry about it being perfect or looking exactly like the picture. Be easy on yourself. So I popped that in the light. I loved the way it looked. I did not want to mess him up, and now I'm moving on to his antlers. So I did give that a good 30-second cure in my LED light before this step. I've loaded up my brush, and I'm starting with the longest part, like the longest branch. I don't know what it's called, but I'm going to just go to the other side now. I like to always switch and make that big, deep part of his antler coming out of like a V shape out of the top of his ears, the top of his head. So there you have your V shape. And now you can do as many or as little of these black lines in his antlers as you want. I'm creating almost like a U shape with my next two. They're super tall parts of his antlers. So those are going upwards, leading to a point. Just keep loading up your magenta brush so that you're not fighting with the gel too much. You obviously don't want to have a huge blob on your brush. Like you can see, I have a lot of paint without a big blob. And I'm just going to keep adding smaller little parts to the antlers by going into the wet gel, which I haven't cured yet, and just making little points coming out. It's really easy. I'm just using the tip of the magenta brush with a really light touch. You don't want to press down too hard because it's going to make a really big shape. The lighter you are with your hands, the more you're using just the tip of that magenta brush, you can create these tiny little details on the antlers without it being very hard at all. It's super easy, guys. I really hope you guys try this and that you find the confidence to start some hand painting and tag wildflowers. We would love to see it. So there's his antlers, looking good. At this point, I want to look at the overall shape, and I decided that I wanted to add a little bit of thickness to the bottom of his neck, like his where his shoulders and his neck meet. I felt that just made him look more, I don't know, royal, regal, like just a very strong deer. I love that little bit of a change that I put on there. I just thickened up his neck a little bit. I feel like it made a nice difference. What do you guys think? You can do the background, by the way, any way you want. You can do any type of Aurora Borealis, pink, blue, whatever. Here's some top coat gel. We're going to just top coat this now. You could, of course, do it in matte if you prefer, but I wanted to go with shiny. I really wanted to look like it's a glossy nighttime scene where the deer is just shining in his in his silhouette. I'm so cheesy. So make sure you get a nice layer because we did a lot of hand painting. We just want to smooth that out. You could always hold the nail upside down to help smooth out the top coat like this. It's an easy little trick that we always like to do. And then pop it in the light for 30 seconds. And here's the final look. Thanks again for watching, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe and to catch us on the next one. Bye.